This is our 30th year doing the best Christmas pageant ever. We were established, Academy Street was established by Dr. Petrozello when he was our superintendent to allow students, specifically in elementary and middle schools, to have theater experience, to have live theater, fine arts experience in the county, since the high schools had those at their school and the other schools did not. Since then, several schools, Dean Russ, Creekland, other schools, lots of Avery, lots of other elementary schools have started theater programs, drama programs to help whet the appetite of young thespians, and we benefit from that as well. But we continue on, and we cannot wait to see what's going to come in the next 30 years. It's going to be fantastic. Again, this is the one show we've done for 30 years, and it is a touchstone. It is the beginning of the holiday season in Cherokee County. If you are from here or if you have been here for any number of years. I know that tonight we have many, many Show and Academy Street alumni in the room. If you have ever performed in a show with Academy Street, would you stand? Love it. Thank you so much. Some of our students actually said when they came in tonight, some of the audience members said, I've never seen this show from this point of view. They've always been on stage, so this will be a surprise for them too. We hope you will enjoy this. I do want to call attention to our much beloved and very talented choreographer for Academy Street. Her name is Miss Cindy Beckus, and she always hides in the back of the room. She's very shy, but very, very talented, and we are so pleased to have her as part of our Academy Street family. Thank you for your patience this evening. I fear that the 575 debacle is only going to get worse in the coming years, but we are going to soldier on. And we are going to start our shows maybe a little later, but we'll get you here. We will have a brief 15-minute intermission about halfway through the show. Cherokee players, the Cherokee thespians that let us use their theater here, have concessions and phanograms in the lobby. And if you have a cell phone, please go ahead and silence that. If you feel the need to play, Angry Birds or pool, the lobby's that way. And I think that's it. We're all family here. If you see something you like, if it makes you giggle, go ahead and laugh. The students feed off of the energy that you give them. So if you like something, clap, laugh, giggle, sing along. We probably should practice. All right, so they say something funny, and what do you do? Very nice, very nice. What if they say something really sweet? Love that, excellent. And what if it is so unbelievably shocking you can hardly stand it? I love that, I love that. I will tell you that we had, in one of our elementary school groups, there's a moment in the show that I won't spoil for those of you who have not seen it, that is a little shocking. And at the end, there's another sweet moment, and a little boy stood up in the audience and yelled for them to do the shocking moment again. But yeah, we'll talk about it at the end of the show, because I don't want to spoil that for you. Pastor, you ready? We are excited for you to see the very best of our 4 performances, should have been 5, of this year's, the 30th anniversary rendition of The Best Christmas Pageant Ever.
They lied and stole and smoked cigars, even the girls, and talked dirty and cussed their teachers and took the name of the Lord in vain and set fire to Fred Shoemaker's old broken down tool house. There were 6 of them: Ralph, Imogene, Leroy, Claude, Ollie, and Gladys. And they went through the Woodrow Wilson School like those South American fish that strip your bones clean. They went around town the same way, stealing things and tearing things up and whamming kids. So it was hard to get away from them. There was only one safe place.
Sweet hour of prayer, because there are no herdmen there.
Charlie. That's what he said when the Sunday school teacher asked him what his favorite thing about church was. Charlie said, "No Herdmans." That made the teacher mad because all the other kids said nice things about God and Jesus and good feelings. But old Charlie told the real truth. No Herdmans.
I don't care what everybody else said. That's what they really thought. All that other stuff is okay. But the main good thing about church is that the Herdmans aren't there. Ever.
Well, that's not a very Christian sentiment, it seems to me.
It's a very practical sentiment. Charlie was black and blue all last year because he had to sit next to Leroy Herdman in school.
Is he the worst one? Leroy?
They're all the worst one.
Ralph's the biggest, so if Ralph gets you.
That doesn't make any difference. Gladius isn't fat, big, but she's fast, and she's mean, and she bites.
Well, I'm sorry I asked. Just stay away from all of them.
That's what I said. Stay away from them, go to church.
I'm glad to hear you feel that way.
Why?
No arguments this year about the Christmas pageant.
I don't want to be a shepherd again.
Well, Thomas Armstrong you want to be a wise man.
I don't want to be in it.
Everybody's in it. Think how I'd feel sitting there on Christmas Eve if my own children weren't in the pageant. Think how your father would feel. You'd feel terrible, wouldn't you, Bob?
Well, actually, I didn't plan to go. You know how crowded it always is. They could use my seat. I'll just stay home, put on my bathrobe, relax. And besides, there's never anything different about the Christmas pageant anyways.
There's going to be something different this year.
What?
Charlie's going to wear your bathrobe.
You just thought that up, Grace.
Why don't you be Joseph? Elmer Hopkins will pay you $1 to be Joseph. Elmer's sick of being Joseph every time just because his father's the minister. Nobody wants to be Joseph.
Nobody wants to be in it.
Well, what are you going to do this year, Beth?
I'm always in the angel choir.
Why can't Charlie be in the angel choir?
Because I can't sing.
From what I've heard in the past, that's not a serious drawback. Away in an angel always sounds like a closet full of mice.
What do you wear in the angel choir?
Bed sheets.
Oh boy, some choice. A bathrobe or a bed sheet.
You know, Miss Armstrong works very hard to give everyone a lovely experience.
Oh, Mom, Mrs. Armstrong just likes to run things.
They're right, of course. She directs the pageant. She runs the pop-up supper. She's chairman of the bazaar. I think Helen Armstrong would preach the sermon if anyone would let her.
Is that George Armstrong's wife?
Yes.
Well, maybe she'll try running the hospital, because that's where she is. I talked to George Armstrong at the drugstore this morning, and he told me that his wife broke her leg this morning. She'll be in traction for 2 weeks and laid up till the first of the year.
The first of the year, why? They'll have to cancel Christmas.
She's in charge of Christmas?
Well, she runs the pageant, she runs the bazaar. I feel sorry for Helen, but who's going to do all of those things?
Yes, I'll take a bazaar. Edna, go to the potluck supper. I don't know what in the world we'll do about the pageant. Unless, how about Grace?
I'm in the middle of all this crafting and planning for my family to visit. There's just no way. How about Grace?
I just can't, Edna. I have company all Christmas week. How about Grace? I'm already so behind in my shopping. I just can't take one more thing. How about Grace? Hello, Grace.
Bob,
What?
I have to direct the Christmas pageant.
Does that mean I have to go?
Our Christmas pageant isn't what you'd call four-star entertainment. Mrs. Armstrong breaking her leg was the only unexpected thing that had ever happened to it. It's always the same old Christmas story and the same old carols and the same old Mary and Joseph. And that's what my mother was stuck with. That and Mrs. Armstrong.
Let me remind you again, Grace, how important
want a chance, here's what I do. I always start with Mary, and I tell them we must choose our Mary carefully because Mary was the mother of Jesus.
I know that, Helen.
Yes. And then I tell them about Joseph and how it's God's choice to be Jesus' father. Frankly, I don't spend much time on Joseph because it's always Elmer Hawkins, and he knows all about Mary and Joseph.
I thought Mrs. Armstrong was in traction. How can she talk on the phone if she's in traction?
What do you think traction is?
Like when they put you to sleep?
No such luck.
But I do explain about the wise men and the shepherds and how important they were. Oh, and I always tell them, no small parts. There are no small parts, only small actors. Repeat that with me, Grace. Say it. No small parts, only small actors. Remind the angel choir not to stare at the audience. And don't let them wear earrings or things like that. Don't let them wear clunky shoes or high heels. Oh, Grace, I just hope you don't have too many baby angels because they will be your biggest problem.
Slow down, Charlie. You're gonna make yourself sick.
But I'm hungry. Leroy Herman stole my lunch. Again.
How can you let him do this day after day?
How can I stop him?
You'll have to get someone to push the baby angels on, otherwise they'll get in each other's way and bend their wings. Bob could do that. He could also keep an eye on the shepherds. Oh, one last thing about the angel choir. Don't let them wear lipstick. They think because it's a play, they have to wear lipstick.
Helen, I have to go. That's it. I'm directing the pageant.
I bet she told you. No small parts, only small actors.
Oh, and getting someone to shove the baby angels on stage and make the shepherds be quiet.
Yes, she suggested your father do those things.
Does that mean I have to go?
My mother didn't pay much attention to Mrs. Armstrong. She said Mrs. Armstrong was stuck in the hospital with nothing to do but think up problems, and there weren't going to be any problems. Of course, my mother didn't count on the Herdmans. That was Charlie's fault.
Hey, Leroy, give me back my lunch.
Sure, kid. Here.
You stole my dessert. Again.
How do you know?
Because it isn't here.
What was it?
2 Twinkies.
That's right. That's what it was.
Hey, Leroy, they get so ready to steal my dessert every day. You know what? I don't care. I get all the dessert I want in Sunday school.
Oh, yeah? What kinds of dessert?
All kinds. Chocolate cake, candy bars, cookies, legal refreshments, all the time. All we want.
Oh, you're a liar.
And Twinkies and popsicles and
Yeah? Who gives it to you?
the minister.
Why? Is he crazy?
No, I think he's rich. Ah!
Sunday school, huh? That was the wrong thing to tell the Herdmans. And sure enough, the very next Sunday, they were there in Sunday school, just in time to hear about the Christmas pageant. What's a pageant?
It's a play.
Like on TV? What's it about?
It's about Jesus.
Everything here is.
And Mary. Mostly, it's about Mary.
Who's Mary?
I am? Well, probably I am. I know the part.
All right, Beth, you and Alice come here. Charlie, you and David come. Now, this won't take very long if you all settle down. Today, we're going to be deciding who will be playing the main roles in our Christmas pageant. But of course, everyone will have an important part to play. You know what Miss Armstrong always tells you? There are no small parts, only small actors. Isn't that what Miss Armstrong always says?
That's what she always says, but she never says what it means.
Don't you know what it means?
I know what it means. It means that the short kids have to sit in the front row of the angel choir, or else nobody can see them.
Well, not exactly. It really means that the littlest baby angel is just as important as Mary.
I don't think anyone is as important as Mary.
Well, naturally, that's what you think, Alice. I think Jesus is more important.
I still think it means that the short kids have to sit in the front row.
Girls, everyone is important. Mary, Jesus, and the short kids. Now, is everyone here? Beverly, will you just step out into the hall and see if anyone else is coming?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Now, you little children will be our angels, so please remind your parents that you'll need bed sheets. And if you're a shepherd, you'll need a bathroom. Well, let's make some room for the herdmans. Beverly, what happened to Beverly?
I think she went home. I think she got sick.
Did she say she was sick?
She just left. All I did was say, "Hi, Beverly," and she just left.
I see. Well, will someone please remind Beverly about the rehearsals? We'll meet the next 4 Wednesdays after school. Plan to be here for everyone.
What if we get sick?
You won't get sick. Of course, Mary and Joseph must absolutely come to every rehearsal.
What if they get sick?
They won't get sick either, Elmer.
Well, Beverly got sick and we haven't even started yet.
We don't know that Beverly got sick. Now, I want you all to think about Mary. We all know what kind of person Mary was. She was quiet and gentle and kind, and whoever plays Mary should try to be that kind of person. Who'd like to volunteer for that part? Did you have a question, Imogen?
No. I want to be Mary. And Rutherford there, he wants to be Joseph.
Yeah, right.
Well, I'll just make a list of volunteers, and we'll all decide who it should be. Ralph Herdman. What other names can I put on my list? Did you raise your hand, Elmer? No. Just raise your hands. Any volunteers? Any of you shepherds? Very well. Ralph Herdman will be our Joseph. Now, Imogen has volunteered to be married. I'll just write that down. What other names can I put on my list? Janet? Roberta? Alice, don't you want to volunteer?
No. I don't want to.
I'll be Mary. Shut up, Gladys. I'm already married. You be a wise man or something.
Well, the wise men are usually boys. Of course, they don't have to be, and we could.
I'll be a wise man. Me too. Claude, want to be a wise man? Raise your hand.
What's a wise man?
Just raise your hand.
What's left to be?
Some angel.
I'll be that. What is it?
It's the angel of the Lord who brings the good news to the shepherds. There, we do have some volunteers after all. Yes, Hobie, would you like to be a shepherd?
No, I started to think that I can't be a shepherd. We're going to Philadelphia.
Why didn't you say so before?
Sorry, I just remembered. My mom doesn't want me to be a shepherd.
Why not?
I don't know. She just said, don't be a shepherd. I am not going to be a shepherd.
Oh, yes, you are. What's the matter with all of you?
I want to be a shepherd because Gladys Jordan hits too hard.
Why, Gladys isn't going to hit anybody. The angel of the Lord just visits the shepherds in the fields and tells them Jesus is born.
And hits them.
Elmer, that's ridiculous, and I don't want to hear another word about it from anyone. No shepherds may quit or get sick. Now that's all for today, boys and girls. You can go. Alice, what's wrong with you? Why in the world didn't you raise your hand?
I don't know.
You don't know? Alice, I expected you to volunteer. Don't you want to be married?
Ouch! Cut it out! Let go! Mrs. Bradley can let off me! Mrs. Bradley,
Oh, what now?
Oh, come on, Alice.
I don't know. I didn't dare raise my hand. Imogene would have killed me. She said, I'm gonna be married in this play, and if you open your mouth or raise your hand, you'll wish you didn't. And I said, but I'm always married in the Christmas pageant. And she said, go ahead then, and next spring when the pussy willows come out, I'll stick a pussy willow so far down your ear that nobody can reach it, and it'll sprout there, and grow, and you'll spend the rest of your life with a pussy willow bush growing out of your ear.
You know she wouldn't do that.
She would too. Herdmans will do anything. You just watch. They'll do something horrible and ruin the whole pageant. And it's all your mother's fault.
Jane, Edna McCarthy, did you hear about that? Well, it must be Grace's fault somehow. How else would the 6 of them end up in a Christmas pageant when they ought to be in jail?
Vera, or Miss Slocum, I just heard that Aunt Jane Herman's gonna be married in the Christmas pageant. Is that a fact? All 6 of them? Vera, I live next door to the outfit, and I'd rather live next door to the zoo. Has Grace gone crazy?
What? Well, I have never been so shocked. What is Grace thinking? Doesn't she know how terrible this is going to be?
Where did they come from? Who let them in? Imogene Herdman. What kind of a child is that to be Mary, the mother of Jesus? Where was Reverend Hopkins, I'd like to know. He was what? Visiting shut-ins. Well, I'm shut-in, and he wasn't visiting me.
I said, why don't we let them hand out programs at the door? Grace said, we never had programs for the pageant. But I said,
There is no way this pageant is going to work out. I told Grace she had to do something about those children, but she said,
Better nail down the church and lock up the silver service and hide the collection plates before they clean them out.
Oh, what is the matter with Grace? If I had been up and running, this never would have happened. This is going to be a nightmare. A Christmas nightmare.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. Now I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. Have a holly jolly Christmas, and when you walk down the street, say hello to pretty.
Well, it's Christmas time once again. Folks all together, you can hear them sing from away in the manger to deck the halls. Now hold on, I got something new for y'all. Now here comes Christmas, just a little rhyme at Christmas time. Now here comes Christmas, just spread the word, hey, haven't you heard? Now here comes Christmas, just doing a thing with a jingling. Now here comes Christmas. Mistletoe hanging from a tree. Grandpa got the kids on his knee. Grandma in the kitchen cooking turkey and dressing. We just put a little twist on a family tradition. Now here comes Christmas, just a little rhyme at Christmas time. Now here comes Christmas, just spread the word, hey, haven't you heard? Now here comes Christmas, just doing a thing with a jingling. Now here comes
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start 15-minute intermission.